our sets are so huge and so realistic. You are entirely standing on a spaceship when you are on Discovery. Before the first day of shoot, you typically do something called a tech scout. We're going through each set that we're going to shoot in, and just the whole time we're like, whoa, oh my God, holy shit. That would be such a special memory. You don't really get to choose your first show. When the opportunity is given to you, you're more than happy to be a part of the TV industry. You know, I thought after Rain, it's going to take me a couple more shows before I get to write something with spaceships that is set in space, that is something like Star Trek. Erica and I were just incredibly lucky that our second show ever is Star Trek. We became TV writers because we all fell in love with other people's universes. Star Trek is really, really unique, and I think one of the reasons why it existed for 52 years is because how expansive the world is. Yeah, I'm actually always more excited about sort of what hasn't been told in this universe, because it's such a beautiful universe filled with such diverse characters, and there's so much we haven't explored yet. But I think Saru is one of my favorite characters on our show. He's a very brave character. And I think that kind of bravery, it came out very, very organically. And I think that's sort of to the credit of the way Doug Jones sort of created this character, because that character is very much who Doug Jones is. We just sort of created sort of a semblance of it, and he sort of made it whole. So for the Brightest Star short film, we will be visiting Kaminar, which is Saru's home planet. So to shoot Kaminar in the summertime in Toronto, we ended up shooting a lot of sort of the Saru's home planet stuff on location on a beach in Toronto. There was one time where it started raining really, really hard for about 2 hours. So the Video Village tent was placed on the sandy beach, and when it started raining, we ended up getting flooded. 막 모니터가 무너지기 시작하고 막 물은 계속 흘러오고 있고 굉장히 고생했죠. 그 분장이 고무거든요. 구멍이 없는 고무예요. 땀을 흘리고 있으면은 땀이 나올 구멍이 없는 거예요. 그것 때문에 굉장히 고생을 많이 시킨 것 같아요. 미안하게도. 저희 쇼는 작가들이 꼭 가게 돼 있어요. Like no matter how many drafts you've done, there will always be questions and there will always be problems. You think you're being clear on the script. Like you think you see it so clearly, so you expect other people to see it the same way. But most often than not, everyone interprets things very differently. So I think it's 3 steps. You get paid for outline, first draft, and final draft. So typically they all kind of come at once because all of those things happen at such a short amount of time. 공도로 집필을 해도 written by credit 있는 사람한테만 가요. The reason why getting your episode is so important because you're only paid for the script with your name on it. If you are a writer on a show and you wrote an episode, I think that already guarantees you a membership in the guild. They always say the Writers Guild finds you. So you get an email from the guild saying you are now eligible to join the guild. So through the WGA, I was qualified for an amazing insurance. They hold free screenings of upcoming movies at the Writers Guild Theater, which I think is an amazing program. Different seminars and workshops designed for the writer to always be working on their craft or being aware of sort of the issues that are happening in Hollywood, like diversity problems or Me Too movement recently. So the Guild is very good about creating safe spaces for those writers to talk about those sorts of issues. Sometimes not everyone can agree on who gets the credit, the final credit for certain projects. So arbitration happens for the writer, very administrative stuff. I think the greatest tool for a writer is how unique you are as a writer. There are sometimes tendencies that I see in film school students or aspiring writers where they're always sort of chasing the trend instead of figuring out what you're good at. So something that I think learned is what I love watching is not necessarily what I'm good at writing. I think it's really important to know what you as a person and as a writer is good at. And only you can really figure that out by writing a lot. You know, I think a lot of students in Korea are, as I know, because I went to high school in Korea, like 이렇게 자기 개발하는 시간이 많지가 않잖아요. 그런 시간을 많이 만들었으면 좋겠어요. 억지로라도. 그냥 아무것도 안 하는 것 같지만은 그런 아무것도 안 하면서 자기가 뭘 좋아하는지 싫어하는지 그런 걸 찾아가는 시간이 굉장히 중요한 것 같아요.